Thursday night, the best night of the week for NBA basketball. Hi there, everybody, and thanks. Well, Grant, tonight we've got two teams who aren't afraid to slow the pace of the game.
Well, B.A., it's because they're both adept at operating their half-court sets. They don't feel the need to push the tempo all the time.
All right, checking out Golden State's opening lineup. They've got Jonathan Kuminga. Moody is out there with Brandon Pajemski. Then there's Draymond Green, and it's D in at the center position, filling out the middle. And it's Cunningham missing. Here's D. Robinson defending.
Yeah, he tried this also.
Pass to Green. To the middle. Here's D. Soft touch off the glass.
Running offense through Green isn't just an option, it's a preference.
Cunningham with the ball, doing damage on offense. He's averaging about 29.5 a game. Now here's Ivy. Stewart outside. 6 to shoot. Thompson with a screen. There's Cunningham with a 3. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
A pretty big component of Cunningham's game. He knows how to produce from the arc.
And make no mistake, Cade Cunningham is the engine of this team, Grant.
Man, his vision and playmaking are crucial to the offense. Coach trusts him to make the right reads and set up his teammates. He has cut down on mistakes and is rounding into an elite point guard.
And he makes a first. And Grant, despite the Warriors' success over the last decade, it hasn't always been this way for this franchise.
Yeah, they didn't have many winning seasons before they got Steph, Clay, and Dre. And you know, B.A., from 1978 to 2012, they made the playoffs just 6 times.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. All right, Grant, I have to ask you, has there ever been a more intimidating team than the old bad boy Pistons?
Well, they weren't fancy, but they played hard and they played physical basketball. Every team that faced those Detroit teams knew they were in for a battle.
A little over a minute and a half into this first quarter. And stolen by Cunningham. Lets it go from 11. Robinson passes to Cunningham. Warriors with the rebound. This game coming after the loss versus the Kings.
And their body language was unimpressive. They looked defeated much of the night, and because of it, they took the L.
Yeah, I just didn't see any fire from them to want to get it back. That's just one of those games you throw away in the trash and try and forget about it.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
For Detroit, they've gone 1 of 5 to start things off. Now, if you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. The 3 is up. D pulls it in.
Just an ugly show from him offensively. Yep, no way to describe it, just ugly, and that hasn't helped.
Great start so far, 3 of 3 in this one.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hi, guys. Well, D in their last time out against the Kings was all business. He ended up with 37 points, and that was a season high for him. A legendary performance that will be talked about for years to come. Unless he's able to do it again tonight. Brian?
Thanks, Allie. Absolutely. He was a one-man show in that one, Grant.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same mentality tonight.
And I'll be interested to see if the opposition looks to double him, because this should open up opportunities for his teammates to get going.
Remember when people were questioning whether the Warriors were truly a dynasty, aren't you?
I do, and that was erased for good with that championship run in 2022. I still think that that is Steph's most important championship. That title cemented them as one of the all-time great teams of the last 50 years.
Harris is checked in for Detroit. And a new group getting ready for the Warriors. Jackson Davis is checked in for Draymond Green. Andrew Wiggins comes in for Kuminga. Christie's checked in for Moody. And it's Curry in for Pajemski. Outside Robinson. Back to Cunningham. Pass to Ivy. Now Cunningham. Can they get it? And he sinks the layup. Cunningham's got 5 now.
That's his second make in 7 attempts. Not a pretty start.
The Warriors lead by 5. Curry surveys. That three's off the mark. And here's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. They're coming off a win against the Nuggets.
Thanks to their stellar defensive intensity, they registered a ton of stops in that one.
They were hustling to get in front of every play they could, always getting a hand in the shooter's face.
Here's Harris. Ivy outside. Let's go with a 3. D pulls it in. D's got 5 rebounds tonight. Outside Curry. Launches a 3. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
His shooting motion is just so impeccable. Curry's long ball is one of the prettiest shots in the game.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Harris outside. Pass to Ivy. There's the triple. The Warriors pull it in. D's got 6 rebounds in the game. The Warriors lead by 8. Shot clock and game clock. 1 second differential. Jackson Davis with it. Here's D. Coming off a 37-point game against Sacramento.
And a big part of that was his aggressiveness, drawing contact and getting to the line.
Jackson Davis with the bucket.
You know you're doing something right when you find yourself up double digits in the first period.
They were ready to roll right through the tip. There was no warm-up period. There was only, let's do this.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors, ending the quarter up 10. They've done well to disrupt the opposition, playing inspired defense. We'll be right back.
First of all, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us.
I knew so, but she told us not to look at it.
We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And from what we've seen here from the Warriors, what's your take so far?
Well, it looks like hitting the boards hard was an emphasis of their attack. They knew how valuable it was to do so.
Yeah, it's clearly a focus for them in this one, and no question that all the second chance looks are paying off.
Isaiah Stewart out there with Tobias Harris. Then there's Marcus Sasser. Then there's Simone Fontecchio. And it's Keith in a 2-guard. That's the group for Detroit starting the second. Inside, here's Harris. And Harris throws it down.
And I understand that people might not realize this, but he's 6'7". You cannot forget about his bounce because he's got some.
Here's D. He's got 10. To the inside, Oubre. The rebound by Stewart. Pistons trail by 5.
We're working our favor for that.
Fontecchio outside. Pass to Stewart. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. All right, Richard, we're right here in the middle of the season. What's the mindset at this point?
Well, there's still a lot of games to be played, so this portion of the year is all about staying focused and engaged, as well as getting your body ready for the most important stretch of the season.
Green's checked in for Christie. Here's D. He's guarded by Fontecchio. So a moment now to see the story for Tobias Harris.
And for an idea of where his offense is right now, take a look at his true shooting percentage decreasing over the last 5 games. He desperately needs to find his stroke tonight.
taking 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. Bassey, he's checked in for Detroit. Good on the second one. Pistons trail by 5. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Brian, the Warriors play a unique style predicated on passing and cutting off the ball. Stephen Curry said the main goal is to just force the defense to make as many decisions as you can. So with all that ball movement and body movement, they're going to mess up at some point. Brian?
Well, it helps having a weapon like Stephen Curry. Thanks, Allie. Here's D. His 4th make in 5 tries. Solid start for him.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher.
I know why
and his
he won't talk
coach
to me
knows that
because
too.
When it ain't broke, leave it alone. Until someone stops him, just let him roll.
He my
Harris
homie.
on the wing.
He used to work out.
Pass to Bassey. Back to Harris. Shot clock at 6. And again, the Pistons missing. The Warriors lead by 7. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's D. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
I know what they say, defense wins championships, but you need some bucket getters too now.
Here's Keith. He had 10 points in the win against the Nuggets in Denver.
Also doing work on the defensive end. 4 swats and very...
That's the best part about this home is I was trying to see. You said this it's 1 floor, and that's what you thought would be best. Everything's on 1 floor. But it's this part.
very active.
Harris down low, working on Green. Harris misses.
He just looks off this quarter. It looks like he's forcing it a bit right now, a little bit in his head.
And for Tobias Harris, his priority is to contribute to winning basketball.
And he's shown that through his willingness to play different roles. We've seen him as a spot-up shooter. We've also seen him as a go-to scorer. He does whatever it takes.
Montecchio outside from deep. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
Look, as his career has gone on, the vision, let's say it's improved for Harris.
And Steve Kerr calls time out here. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. And the Pistons going with a whole new group out there. And a new group getting ready for the Warriors. Jackson Davis is checked in for Green. Wiggins comes in for Kuminga. Moody's checked in for Oubre. And it's Stephen Curry in for Podziemski. Down low. Here's Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
And that's what you get with Cunningham running the show.
The Warriors lead by 4. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. The kick out, Curry from downtown. Oh, Curry, just nasty from downtown.
You give a shooter of his caliber that much time to seam it up? Oh, yeah, you're done.
Ivy outside. Pass to Thompson.
Like that.
Stewart outside. Puts up a 3. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson. Stewart's got 4 points in the quarter.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Here's D. Nails it. He's now 6 for 8 from the floor.
No, he's been locked all the way in from the floor, and he's the #1 reason why they're winning right now.
I gotta record this because he's going off right
You got
now. Yeah.
this is a 1 floor though. So you can make this.